Hey guys and girls, this is Martin from How to Make Mobile Games on YouTube. It's been a few weeks since I did the last video, and replying to comments in this one again because it seemed that people really like it when I do a comments video. So I thought it's an easier way than typing it in, and it's a little bit more personal, and it's nice to have a conversation with everyone as well. So yeah, my last video was a couple of weeks ago, and I think, or maybe a week ago or so, I can't remember. Time seems to fly really fast at the moment. I've been super busy again, as always, and lately I've been finishing my Super Bit World update, which has the shooting levels in. I posted a video and I've talked about it a little bit on the Super Bit World updates. So that's available now on Google Play and Amazon, and I'm going to try to finish the iTunes version in this next day or so, if possible. Aside from that, I'm also having a new game released soon on iTunes, which is like a flow game, which is like a puzzle. You connect to the squares. One of the things that I'm doing with that game is I've actually purchased the license for the source code, and I'm paying a company to reskin it for me. So what that is the game structure, the framework and the code is already there, and then you take the game and then you reskin it with different artwork, so it's a new game. That is one approach to developing apps quickly without needing to code a new game, because if the source code is already there and it's already successful, then great, why not? It's a new approach for me. It's a new model. I'm going to let you guys know how that goes. Is it profitable? Does it make a good ROI? A return on investment. Some people have called it flipping apps, and it's an interesting thing that I'm going to talk about more once I have some results. But the thing is that I'm focusing on my big projects now, which is Super Bit World, but it doesn't make a lot of money. It doesn't make that quick cash flow, and it's only a single game, so it's not got the visibility of, say, 5 games. And if I make 5 games, compared to just focusing on one game, I could probably make more money this way. But my heart isn't really in flipping apps at the moment, so I'd much rather pay somebody to do that for me. And then come back to me. So if anybody out there has any Unity source code, and you're able to give me a reskin of a game that I can then publish on my own Google Play account and my own Amazon account, then I'm interested. And please send me a message, and obviously I can pay for the work as well. I might talk about more of that in a separate video after I've kind of tested this app flipping process. So, but if anyone's interested, please drop a comment, of course. Thank you for all the subscribes as well, guys, all of the likes. I seem to get a lot of subscriptions lately. So the channel is growing. I still don't get a lot of views because this is a very niche thing. It's not a wide audience kind of channel, but it's slowly growing, and that's a very cool thing. And it's always great to see, the enthusiasm from people and saying they're liking the videos. And hopefully I can do more and more and get more tutorials done as well. So anyway, answers to comments, here we go. So Vapid, I think Geeky, is it the same Geeky that I spoke to a few weeks ago? Tell me yes or no, because I see Vapid, but I know the name Geeky. Geeky Me, I think the other channel was, other name was. So I love that you make these videos. Getting to hear your answers to our comments sure feels good. Very cool. You inspired me to start making apps, and I've released 2 commercial apps on Google Play and Amazon. Thanks to you and your tips, I've managed to make over 1,000 in a couple of months. Hey, that's great. That's good news. $1,000 in a couple of months. That's pretty good, actually, with 2 games. Yeah, that's really good. Like, I'm curious. Like, how much? Please send the links to the games so I can talk about it on the channel. And if you can share with me and the others as well. Like, how much do you make? Was it one game that you make on? Is it just ad revenue or in-app purchases, or how much per day roughly? That'd be great to know, and only if you're happy to share that. But very cool. Keep going with it. Okay, so from Squid Squad Studios, in my experience, Chartboost is at least 5 times higher revenue than AdMob and Mob clicks. Yes, Chartboost does generate more because Chartboost you pay for an install, not just a click. If you pay for a click, it's usually 4 cents on Chartboost, or maybe less, 2 or 3 cents perhaps. But the install usually can give the user, like the publisher me, I can make say 50 cents off one install. So yeah, it'll be higher. AdMob for me is not performing too well at the moment. It's actually the revenue is going down on AdMob, but I'm testing 2 networks now pretty soon. One is applovin.com and the other one is revmob.com, and that's in a new iTunes game that I'm releasing. Hopefully next week it will be released. So I'll update you and let you know if those are also good ad networks with a good eCPM. But thanks for the comment anyway. So Alejandro, so hey, good video. I think this is parallax effect. Yeah, the background moving, the foreground moving faster and the background moving slower. Yeah, parallax. That's right. That was for Superbit World. Have you seen Unity 4.3 for 2D games? It's almost the same mechanic that you have in your game. Yeah, so I heard a little bit about the Unity 2D feature that's in the new Unity update. I've not used it yet. I don't know if it's going to be a huge advantage for me. I think it might be something similar. It looks similar to Talk 2D, which is an engine I worked with a few years ago. And so I can see it being useful for developers who want to do more 2D games, because especially on mobile, everything seems to be like 2D at the moment. We've kind of gone 3D on consoles and Xbox, and everyone was 3D, and now mobile's come in and it's back to 2D. So for me, I don't think I'll change my workflow very much. I don't see a big advantage because I like to have a 3D world where I can move the camera around and I can see the layers of I've got this rock here, then I've got the level, and then I've got this background rock, and I can move the camera around. But if it's a 2D one, I think you have to say oh, this one is in front, and number the layers. So it's a slightly different work approach, but it's cool that they've got it in there anyway. And Martin Edmeyer, maybe make some live hangouts each week. Yeah, I seen the. I think it was a reply to the comments here, as I can see. Possibly, I would love to have more time to build up the channel. I so would. I just wrote a list of things that I have to do, later today, and that I need to do over this next sort of 2 days, and I just seem to be having so many things to do, and I need to focus on the stuff that makes the most money, of course. Whenever you're building, this is just general feedback for everybody, guys, on business. My opinion is, when building games or building any business, is focus on the thing that makes the quickest revenue, the quickest cash flow, the soonest. Depending on what your goal is, but it's like I've got 50 different things to do, and I've always got to focus on the one that's going to make the most impacts the soonest, especially as a startup, especially as a single business. That's definitely what you've got to do. The long-term goals can slowly come in, but definitely cash flow is such a big factor, which is what I was saying before. Flipping apps, I could release, say, 3 applications within, or 3 games, or let's say 2 games within 1 week on Google Play, Amazon, and iTunes, just by reskinning some of my games now. And I might do that pretty soon, just to increase my AdMob revenue again, because that's really dropped down recently. And I'd love to do more Hangouts for sure. I'd love to do more on the channel, definitely. And hopefully when I have more time and the channel builds up more, I can do that. So that would be very cool to do that. Which store you published beside Google Play? Have you published a game in China or Japan? I've experimented. Right now, my 3 major channels are Google Play, Amazon, and iTunes. I have published on other websites like slideme.org, GetJar, Samsung App Store, Mob and Go. But I've not really got any solid data to say which one is good or bad, or which one has huge downloads. SlideMe seems to have a lot of downloads, but I don't know about the ad revenue or the in-app purchase revenue coming from that channel, because I didn't split it up very well in my AdMob and ChartBoost charts. So I'm focusing more on just 3 channels right now, but I definitely want to, once I have more, once I have more staff, start to expand into those other stores, because part of the important thing for any game, I think, is to get it into as many channels as possible. You can get thousands of extra downloads every day just by publishing on different channels. But if anybody does that, if you go into, say, Samsung or SlideMe, make sure that you're tracking with a different AdMob ID or ChartBoost ID or whichever ad network you use, so that you can see how much money's been made on those channels. Because then you can figure out, oh, I can focus more on this because it's making more money. So have you published in China or Japan? Not really, no. The games are available in Japan and China, like they can be downloaded. I also published a game through appchina.com, but didn't really have much impact, and I didn't focus on it that much, to be honest. I think, just keep not spreading myself too thin, and just focusing on 3 app stores is important. But if you do that, Martin, please let me know what results did you get? Did you find SlideME good or GetJar good, or any of the other channels? It would be great to hear. So please comment back. Have you tested the new 2D sprite stuff from Unity, or are you using 2D Toolkit? I use Toolkit and Chipmunk 2D. Like I said before, I've not downloaded the new version of Unity yet, so I've not tried that new workflow with 2D. And I've not tried any of the 2D kits. So to be honest, I don't know if my 2D workflow is very good. I honestly don't know, because for the past almost 3 years now, I've been focusing on my business and building games for iPhone and Android, and I've not really seen other code from other developers much. So I really don't know if my workflow of 2D is good or not. So it'll be interesting to find out. But I've heard about those toolkits, yeah, and they look really good. So as I start to do more, or I'll check it out. But to be honest, whilst I'm on that subject, Martin, and everybody that's listening, what I'm trying to figure out now, guys, and please give me your feedback. Please let me know what you think. What I'm trying to do now is I'm trying to figure out a way to grow and have more people in Cobalt Play, and have less time me coding and building games, and start to what's the word we say, give those tasks to other people. I can't think of the word. Not distribute. I remember the Chinese word. I can't remember the English word. It's from Pege. Anyway, you give the task to somebody else in your team to focus on building the games and doing the artwork. And what I do is I focus more on R&D, or I just let the business go altogether, and somebody else can run it. And then I can focus on other business ventures, because what I want to achieve is I want to be an entrepreneur, and that I build a business and then I let somebody else run it, because I'm not very good at running a company, to be honest. I don't think it's my strength. I think my strength is starting a business. But what I want to do is find a way that I can afford to grow the business and make money from that without needing 110% of my time, which is what I'm doing right now. And it's just not scalable that way. I'm never going to make a lot of money, and I don't think anybody will, if it's just one person focusing on the product, and coding like crazy. If you make something really, really good and successful, that's cool, but the chances of that happening are pretty low, because there's just so much competition. So one of the things, like I said, Martin, is I'm trying to find out to everybody. I'm flipping apps now, and I've actually paid a team $500 to do artwork for this source code that I have in Xcode. I bought the source code and I've paid a team to do the artwork, and we're going to see how that goes, so I can see how much time it takes to get that money back and then start to make profit. So anybody who's interested in working together or being involved in some way, that I'm open to ideas. I'm open to hiring people. I really don't have a huge amount to spend on any kind of salary, but I am interested in working together and maybe doing some basic salary plus some commission. And the other thing I'm also interested in is if anybody has any Unity projects that is on Android and Google Play, I will pay you to give me a version of it. So I license your source code, I pay you to reskin, so it's a different look, it's a different game, it's a different artwork. The game is the same, and then you give me the Android version, or you give me the Unity project, and I build it. And the source code is yours. I'm just licensing it, and the game goes online. And once the game is online, I just make money from that, and you make money for doing the reskin for me. So that's one of the things I'm considering, and I'm trying to expand into that. Eventually, I need a project manager. So any ideas, guys, are very, very welcome, because I need to start to hire people at some point, because 3 years working on a company has given me a lot of knowledge, And other developers, I'm sure, can like attest to this. You can probably agree with me. After 3 years, you pick up a lot of knowledge, a huge amount of information about how to do things in the market, and then eventually you've just got to let go and start. Okay, now I need people to do this for me, because for me, I'm trying to build a business, and have that make a lot of money. Like I love building games, but the first thing is for me is making money. I wouldn't be in games if it wasn't making money. And a lot of developers I know probably don't like to hear that, because it's the love of games. And trust me, I love to make games as well, but I wouldn't be doing games if I couldn't make money. It would be something else. So tell me if you agree or not. Does that make you angry, or does it make you crazy? Please let me know. Okay, moving on. So Liron says, "Hey Martin, how did you make the background with the lava and everything? If you can make a video, that'd be great." I saw your comment, Liron. Yeah, I was thinking about making a separate video, but I'll quickly show you here because I do have the scene open. And you asked me, how do you make the background with the lava and everything? So the background, I'll quickly show you here in my 3D scene. The background is just layers, basically layers of geometry. I'll try to go into more detail in this if you want me to, if you need me to explain it a little bit more. But all I'm doing is, sorry, my Unity is running really slow at the moment. It's not. There we go. Hello. Okay. So as you can see here, here's the different layers. Like this is, if you can see it from the side, this is like the first layer of rock here. This is the second layer, and this is the third layer. And as you can see, when I turn around, that's how it will appear, roughly in the game. And so what I would do is I'd just get like a basic like texture, and then put one layer in the foreground, one layer in the background, and then behind it. And then you can scale them up and down to make them move faster or slower, or appear larger. Like you can see, this one here is quite large compared to the ones behind, but that's fine. And then these bricks in the background. If you've got a 3D camera, then when the camera moves, you'll have that parallax effect. So the foreground will move a little bit faster, and the background will, how can I do this? The background will move slower. Whatever, I don't know how to do it with my hands. But that's how I'm doing it. The particles here are particle effects. Let me try to find it. So these are these little, you can see these little dots coming up here. These are just like little flames or cinders, or whatever we call them. Let me see if I can find them in there, in my scene. Wow, my Unity is going so slow. Like yesterday, I had to turn off my Mac. So there you go. You can see those little flame ambers, whatever they're called, coming up. Flints, about 5 names for the same thing. And that is just a particle effect using the old school, the old particle rendering system. I think it's under here somewhere. Effects, is that right? Yeah, legacy particles using this system. So you need a game object with 3 components. You need the ellipsoid particle emitter, the particle animator, and the particle renderer. And I'll scroll down just so you can see. You can pause it, and then you can see my what I've done here and you can enter the same values as well. And there's the last one. And all I'm using for the material is just a white square. It's just a plain white square, because that's the style of the game. It's old school retro squares everywhere. The lava that you asked me as well, like this lava flows from left to right. That's just an animation. So what I did is I clicked on the lava, and then what I went to do is I went to Window, Animation, and then you have to create a new animation for this if it doesn't already have one. You have to make a name for the animation. So let's just pop up 1 second, guys. Yeah, if you've not got animation, click on here, click on Create New Clip, and then give it a name. And then you can start to add animation, what do we call it, keyframes to the animation. And all I've done is just gone down here to the material, and I've gone to main texture offset, which will slide the texture. Okay, and what I've done is I've just put a keyframe in here. I've right clicked and I've clicked add keyframe. I've made the first one 0 here. I've just typed in 0. Okay, and then I've gone to 2 seconds, and I've right clicked again, and I've gone add keyframe, and I've set the value to 1. And I've also gone to the bottom here and made loop, selected loop. So when I click play, you can see the lava in the background there is going from left to right, and that all that does is just loop the texture on the geometry. You don't have to move the geometry; you just get the texture to continually loop. Okay, and you can move this. You can move this like left or right. You can set this to be like faster or slower if you want it to move a little bit faster. And that's pretty much it. Make sure you click on record as well before you do that, so that it applies the animation that you're doing. And the other quick thing is as well, make sure with your material that you've got it set to where is it? This one here, wrap mode, repeat, or else it won't have that. It won't repeat. Okay, so make sure you've got that set to repeat. Let me know if that was okay. I can't go into too much detail now, but if that explanation was okay, or if you need me to answer some things in more detail, okay? But cool, thank you for the comment. This is taking a lot longer than what I thought. I might do a few and then render this video because I'm really busy. I've got a lot of stuff to do tonight. Miguel, cool. Thank you, man. I love it. Oh, this is for the new game, Candy Duel Clash 2. It's on Android now. Sorry, it's on Amazon now. It's coming out on Google Play, hopefully maybe in a few days if the testing goes well, because the developer has sent us the version and I just need to go through and test it. So, but yeah, I hope you like the game. Geeky again. One of the reasons Google charges $25 to release on Google Play is because they want to keep spammers away. Yeah, totally agree. It kind of makes sure that people who are just there to spam crappy apps stays away. It makes sure only people who are serious about it are able to release apps. Yeah, that's true. There is a huge amount of junk on Google Play and iTunes and everywhere. I do make some quick, fast games, but I don't consider my games to be junk because there are some of them out there that really are just like craps, as they're called. You know, they're just like a picture, or I've seen it sometimes, like for example, Clash of Clans is not available, but someone will upload a Clash of Clans icon, and then you'll download it thinking it's Clash of Clans, but it's just screenshots of the game. So those kind of things, yeah, you want to. I do think they're low quality craps. So Creekshot Studios, don't know why, but these videos get me in a game dev mood. Cool. Actually reminds me, when I read this before, I tell you what gets me in a game dev mood is listening to some retro game music. I have a good video playlist that I listen to, and it contains like Mario music, Zelda, Sonic, what else does it have? Mega Man, and it really gets me in a game dev mood. I also listen to Bejeweled 2 music, Bejeweled 3, the Sonic the Hedgehog soundtrack 1 and 2, Mario music of course, Donkey Kong Country, and what else? F-Zero sometimes. So that really gets me in the mood as well. So cool, I'm glad I'm getting you in the mood. Just a random question about pre-launch marketing. In my opinion, for mobile games, it's better to do marketing efforts when you provide a link to your app in the App Store. I'm not talking about basic stuff like website or trailer. I'm talking about forum posts and sending your game to reviewers. So basically, I think there is no point in pre-launching marketing. It's better to spend that time and money after the game launch. What's your thoughts about this? You know, it's a good point, and honestly, I don't know. I read everywhere, you know, do pre-launch marketing, do the review website stuff, do the forum posts, do the Facebook stuff, the videos, get people excited about the game or the application. So I'm going to put my coat on here. I'm getting a bit cold. But to be honest, I don't know. I think, okay, if you've got a big game and you've got Plants vs Zombies 2 coming out, you know, and yeah, start to do some pre-launch marketing, start to get people excited because it's already got a huge brand. Or if it's a big game, you can start the marketing soon. But when we've got small, medium-sized games like the ones that I develop or the ones that we publish with PandaTap Games, it's really the pre-launch marketing, I don't know if it has a huge effect, and I've not tracked it really well. That's the other problem. Like, marketing is hard to track when it comes to mobile games, I think. Maybe some internet marketers or app marketers can prove me wrong, you know. I hope you can. But I think knowing where that download came from is very, very tough. Like, for example, somebody sees it on Facebook and then they type it into the search and then they download it on their iPhone. We can never know where that view came from. What worked? Was it Facebook? Was it, unless we do paid installs, or unless we use a special tracking service. But if someone just reads about the game, Plants vs Zombies 2, and then types it in and downloads it on their app store, we never know where that came from. So that's a problem. So the pre-launch marketing, yeah, we do a little bit, we do that, but we mainly do ongoing marketing. So we constantly post videos, we go on forums, we do SEO, a lot of keyword update stuff. We also do cross promotion, so we put the game link in our other games, and that seems to have a lot more effect. So what does everyone else think? Please, I'm interested to know what you think, because marketing is always the biggest, is one of the biggest hurdles I've found, in actually getting success when it comes to developing games or apps. In a video, you mentioned that you post some links in the description, including a link to a place where you can see what people are searching on Android, waiting for those links. Sorry I've not posted that. I think that was a long time ago. The link, I'll have to check it out. I think it was what was the website? App Brain. Oh, okay, sorry. Please let me know a comment again, because I've not got it on my computer here. It's on my other Mac. So Creekshot, please, if I don't send it or if I don't upload the link, please let me know, and I'll find the website and I'll get it to you, because it does show the highest searches like on this particular app store. So, but anyway, thank you for the reminder. Sorry I didn't post it sooner. GT Racing 2, yeah, that was a video that I uploaded because the game's cool and I'm actually playing it. This game made in Unity. So, by the way, Martin, please reply my email. Thanks. Cool, no problem. I'll check your email later on my inbox. The game GT Racing, I don't know if it was made in Unity. I think it was made by Glue, and it's a very, very big game. A lot more developers are using Unity, but the chances are that they've got their own internal engine now, because they're a large company and they often develop their own proprietary engine stuff. So I'm not sure about that. But anyway, thanks for the comment, and yeah, I'll check out your email soon and I'll come back to you. So this was for Super Bit World updates. So wow, awesome graphics, looks really cool and polished. This change of graphics is a big achievement. Yeah, thank you, GetBix. This was a big change for me. This was a big process, a big project for me to do that update, because I've never really focused on art that much, and I don't consider myself an artist. So it was a lot of work to reach this point. It just took so long as well. I've just released the Amazon version and the Google Play version yesterday for the new Super Bit World update, which has the shooting level in it. And it just took so long. It's taken weeks and weeks and weeks, and I don't know if the return on investment is going to come anytime soon with that game. So it's a learning process, but yeah, it was a big thing for me, very, very big. I like the gameplay too. Speed and difficulty increasing gradually. Cool effects too. I guess it'll be more comfortable playing on iPad or tablet. Yeah, I've been playing it on a Kindle mainly, and it is more comfortable than playing on a mobile. But on a Kindle, you have to move your thumb a little bit more because the buttons are obviously larger. So maybe more people will find it easier to play on a mobile. But for me, I like big screens, so I find it more comfortable. Are you considering launching on PC or Mac version 2? Yeah, I am. When I get round to it, I'm definitely thinking about that. I might release a web version because that wouldn't be too hard for me to do. It's just figuring out how to make money from that. How do I monetize the PC or Mac version? Because I don't know how to put ads or in-app purchases in the game. On the Mac App Store, I might be able to do in-app purchases. On the PC, I might be able to integrate Facebook. But at the moment, I don't know if I could get the big downloads in those areas to justify it. But I'll have to think about it. But I have thought about it a lot, yeah. I would really buy it, as this kind of games are more fun with controller, key, mouse, a quick game in between work breaks. Yeah, for sure, it definitely. Like playing Super Bit World on a keyboard is way better, and with a controller as well. I've not done that yet, but I would love to. I'd love to plug in a controller for the game actually, because I totally prefer actual controller thumbsticks rather than the virtual thumbsticks. I've tried to make the virtual thumbsticks on the screen as comfortable and as intuitive and as easy as possible, but I still prefer the keyboard and the controller. So yeah, it's probably a good idea to just release like a free version on PC and Mac and see how it goes. Maybe showing a level number as the difficulty changes, and the option to resume the gameplay from the last difficulty level. Also a life pack or something. Yeah, I think updating it and showing like the waves or the levels continuously. So they do it on like Wipeout HD Fury, where when you're going around the track playing zone mode, you play continually going around the track. But what you do is as you go to a certain lap, it says, okay, now zone 2, zone 3, zone 4, zone 5. And it's cool to reach that zone level, It's like, oh yeah, I've got the next zone. I'm going faster. It's getting harder. So I think that's a cool idea. Thanks for the input. Sound is one big thing to consider, but overall the game looks really interesting, both gameplay and graphics-wise. Looking forward to it. Cheers. Cool, man. Thank you. GetBix and everyone, please download Super Bit World on Google Play now or Amazon. It's free to download, of course, and it's got the new shooting level inside it. One of the big things I really want to know is apart from the general feedback of the game, is it too difficult or too easy? That's one of the things I've tried to balance because I've not tested it with anybody else. I've tested it with my wife, but she hates it, and she's not the target game at all. She's really not. Not the type of game that she would play. So I'm very curious to know if it's too difficult or too easy, because that's managing the frustration carefully is important. And I tried to go for the level of difficulty that I found when I played Geometry Wars, and like slowly ramp it, but without being too boring in the beginning for players which are for players that are like just coming into the game, or sorry, players that are experienced with the game. The other thing that I'd love to know, guys, to everybody, is do you understand what the coins do in the game? Obviously coins do things, but they do something else. Do I need to tell people that in a instruction pop-up, or is it obvious? I'd really like to know, because for me it's obvious, I coded it, but I need to know if people understand what's happening with the coins when you play the shooting level. So let me know if you do or don't. Okay, that'd be very cool feedback. Anyway, I'm going to go now, guys. I'm really thirsty talking, and like I said, I've got that big list of things to do. So big thing, guys, thank you for all the comments, subscriptions. Please comment and subscribe or like the video down below. The button's here somewhere. Always supports the channel. That's so cool. Thank you for getting back to me and let me know what Super Bit World is like. And the other big thing, as I've mentioned just before, is if you have a Unity project and it's available on iTunes and iPhone, I'm looking for to pay people, developers, to do a reskin. So you change the artwork and you give me the game to upload to Google Play, and it's not my game, but I make money off it, and I pay you to do the reskin because it's your project, you know it. The main thing is with that, though, is I need to see some kind of revenue from the game that's already live, so that I know the source code can make money or doesn't make money. Also what revenue streams it has. Does it have ads, chart boost, in-app purchases? Does it have levels? Yes. Try to finish through these comments videos as well, because I've still got a bunch to go. I only got to number 26 here. Anyway, have a great week, guys. Happy developing. I'm speaking to you all very soon. Take care. Bye-bye.